Ohayo gozaimasu, everyone. Just checking to make sure we are live. We are live. So, this is today's Bible verse that you can see. There you go. Yeah, today, again, we're talking about food, a little bit about ordering in Japanese. We're going to talk about adjectives, some kind of adjectives in Japanese, useful ones. So it is 9:56. We're 1 minute behind. That's okay. Let's get started with some vocabulary. Okay? This is all in our food section, our food lesson here. For those of you who aren't familiar with our curriculum, we use the Marugoto series, which is used pretty much all over the world. It's really, I love this series. It's aimed primarily towards like expats to Japan, people who are already living in Japan, but it's very useful for people who aren't living in Japan either. So we use this curriculum all the time, and I love it because it comes with a word book, and we're starting with this word book today. How about we start at the top here? The word for a shop or a restaurant or some kind of store is mise. Mise. And you can go ahead and pronounce these after I pronounce them. Try to say it the way that I say it. What I love about this book is that it has actual like pitch accent marks, so we know we're saying it right every time. Mise. Okay, mise goes up like that. Some of you might be tempted to pronounce it mise. Mise. Don't do that. Okay, the right pronunciation is mise. Okay, of course, the tone and the pitch don't really matter so much in Japanese. That it doesn't matter as much as it matters in like Chinese. In Chinese, pitch is pretty much everything, right? Japanese, not so much. You can get away with a lot of incorrect pitch pronunciations just because context really is king in Japanese, and that helps you out a lot. Okay? Sorry. It's early in the morning for me. The word for coffee shop, we have two words for coffee shop in Japanese. Here's a more traditional kind of coffee shop, I would say. Kissaten. 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 There's two ways to say this. Kissaten or kissaten. Okay, either way is fine. This is a coffee shop. I've heard it described as a more traditional coffee shop. In any case, it sells coffee, right? Then there's this one, kohi shop. Kohi shop. Okay, of course we know the word kohi means coffee, and shop is shop. This is a literal translation, right, from the English word coffee shop. Kohi shop. Okay. The word for a fast food restaurant, this could be McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Wendy's, whatever, what have you. Fast food店. Fast food店. Fast food店. Okay, the word for fast food is fast food. Fast food. And ten at the end means like restaurant. So a fast food restaurant. The word for restaurant by itself, restaurant. 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 Okay? Restaurant. The U here is not so pronounced, not pronounced as much. It kind of falls off. So it's like restaurant, restaurant, right? Restaurant. If you're going to any kind of shop or store, or even a restaurant, you might hear someone refer to it as that thing. So, like, if we're going to a soba noodle store, right? Soba shop, a soba restaurant, you might hear people refer to it as a sobaya or sobayasan. soba ya san. Right? If it's sushi, sushi ya san. Okay? The ya ending or yasan refers to restaurant or shop. So it could mean a store too. If you're going to the bookstore, right? The word for book is hon. I can type this for you. Hon. And actually, let me make it a lot bigger. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, hon is book. So if you want to say a bookstore, honya. Honya. Ooh, bookstore. Because ya means a store or a shop or a restaurant in some cases, okay? The word for menu in Japanese is very simple. Menu. Menu. Easy, right? Menu. Okay? These are words and phrases related to shops or restaurants. Let's move on to meals. There are 3 meals in a day. Japanese also have 3 meals a day. Usually breakfast, asagohan. 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 Breakfast. Lunch, hirugohan. 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 Okay, and then your evening meal, in English we say dinner, bangohan. 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 Okay? Bangohan. You might notice all 3 of these end in gohan. Gohan. Right? Gohan. We learned before, a few weeks back, gohan means like cooked rice, but it can also mean just a meal, a whole meal. So if you want to add these asa, hiru, ban, these refer to the time of day, right? Asa is morning, hiru is noon-ish, noontime, ban is evening time. Okay? There's another word for dinner, yu gohan. You could also say yu gohan. Yu means evening as well. Yu gohan and dinner. This is an alternate. Either way, the standard way is bangohan. Bangohan, right? So asa, hiru, ban. Okay? The word or the phrase to eat something. You do that something first and then o tabemasu. Something o tabemasu. I eat the thing. If you want to say I'm eating breakfast or I will eat breakfast, asagohan o tabemasu. I'm eating lunch. Hirugohan o tabemasu. I'm eating dinner. Bangohan o tabemasu. Okay? You could use this with foods. So, sushi, right? Sushi o tabemasu. I will eat some sushi. I will have sushi. Okay? The verb to drink or the phrase to drink something. Something o nomimasu. Okay? Something o nomimasu. O nomimasu. You can memorize just that. Nomimasu. Okay? The word for soda is cola, right? A cola, cola. Cola o nomimasu. Actually, this is really old. I will not nomimasu this. Nomimasen. I will not drink that. Something o nomimasu. So milk, right? If you want to drink some milk, there's 2 words. We could say miruku o nomimasu. To drink some milk. The other word for milk, gyunyu, gyunyu o nomimasu. I will drink some milk. You could say kohi, right? Kohi o nomimasu. I'm sure there's many people out there, maybe you're watching, you drink kohi, right? Kohi o nomimasu. So every time you wake up, use this phrase. And every time you have coffee, say kohi o nomimasu. Kohi o nomimasu. I will drink some coffee. Okay? Let's talk about like and dislike. The word for like in Japanese is suki. Suki. again, the ooh is kind of dropped. Kind of dropped here. It's not suki. Don't say suki. You will sound strange in Japanese. Say ski. It's like you're skiing, right? Ski. There are phrases that we will use. I believe we've already gone over the likes and dislikes lesson. This is, I guess, a review for some of you. Ski, to like. And then you could say, if you want, kirai, kirai, to really dislike or hate something, okay? Kirai. You could think of these as opposites, opposite things. Okay, let's talk about some adjectives now. We have a few very useful adjectives related to service, related to foods and tastes, which we will see in a second. Let me go through these very quickly. Some of these we've already seen. Last week we talked about, I believe, oishi, yasui, and hayai. We talked about these last week, but we're going to go over some extra ones along with these. Okay. Whew. Sorry, I'm just really sleepy this morning. The word for adjective, if you were wondering, is this word up here. Keiyoshi. Keiyoshi. Adjective, okay? So here's some keiyoshi. The word for delicious in Japanese, oishii. Oishii. Oishii, right? Delicious, tasty. I believe in Spanish, Dora the Explorer is always saying delicioso. This is delicioso in Japanese. Oishii, right? Expensive, the word expensive. Takai. 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 This word can also mean tall, but usually with money, depending on the context, right? Or when you're talking about a restaurant, that restaurant is takai, means that restaurant is expensive, right? あの店は高いです. That restaurant is expensive, 高い. The word for quick or fast, 早い. 早い in Japanese. This could also mean early, but for the context of service, 早い means quick. Oh, wow. Like a fast food店, right? In a fast food restaurant, the service is usually 早い. Usually not high quality service, but fast, right? Let's talk about some opposites now. What if something is not oishii? What if it's actually disgusting? Right? It's bad. You would say まずい. 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 Right? This is まずい. Okay? まずい. The word for cheap, not so expensive, 安い. Right? We have 高い and we have 安い. 安い. Only a few hundred yen, right? Like the pictures, I love the pictures that they use. So 高い, they have a 10,000 Japanese note, a 10,000 Japanese bill, so 10,000 yen. This is about $100, $100 right here. And then we have the 100 yen, right? 100 yen coins, and this is about $1 each, $1. So it's yasui, whereas 100 or 10,000 yen is takai, right? All depends on your perspective. Okay. The word for slow, osoi, 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 right? This is the opposite of 早い. Osoi, slow, slow service. Okay. Let's talk about some flavors here in Japanese. Sweet. If something is sweet, it is amai. Amai. Okay. What is sweet? I'll give you a good word that I don't think they've provided so far. The word for honey is hachimitsu. Hachimitsu. Hachimitsu is amai, right? It's one of the most sweetest, most amai things out there. Hachimitsu. Interestingly, this was also my nickname in when I was in Japan, because my last name is Honeycut, so people just called me Hachimitsu. Little tidbit for you. The word for spicy, hot, something that's hot, spicy, 辛い, 辛い. Interestingly, in some situations, it could also mean salty in Japanese. Salty. I don't know if it's because Japanese people think of like things that are salted as spicy. Like I don't know if there's a difference there. I don't know if this is a mental thing or what, but karai can also mean salty for some reason in Japanese, in addition to spicy hot. Okay? There is a word for salty. If it's just caked in salt, it is shoppai. Shoppai. Okay? Shoppai. If you put too much salt, I would, if I ate something with too much salt, maybe McDonald's French fries, right? Ah, shoppai. Shoppai. Which isn't always a bad thing. I like shoppai French fries. Those are good. What about sour? This one is a similar sounding word, so don't confuse these. It's the word for sour. Suppai. Suppai. Okay? You can see the person here is like, their mouth is puckered up like, that's really sour. Suppai. Right? The word for warm, if you have a warm soup, atatakai. Atatakai. Okay? This can be a tongue twister. If you can't really pronounce it now, just, do it slowly. Take it slow. Atatakai. 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 Right? You get faster and faster the more that you do it. Atatakai. Something that's warm. This is actually atatakai right now because it's been sitting here for a few days. I need to throw that thing away. The word for hot, temperature hot, right? Not spicy, but temperature hot, 暑い. 暑い. Okay? This word 暑い can also mean hot outside, like hot in the air, right? Oh, it feels hot outside. But it can also mean hot to the touch, like your soup or a plate that you just, I don't know, put hot food on, 暑い. Okay? Hot to the touch or hot in the air. The word, okay, I say that because it's not the same with cold. Okay? Something that is cold to the touch is 冷たい. 冷たい. Okay, this right here. 冷たい is cold to the touch. If this was in the refrigerator for hours, it would be 冷たい. Okay? Cold. You cannot use this word to mean cold temperature in the air, okay? Cold outside. You can't use it to say, oh, 今日冷たい. No one says that, all right? 冷たい is only for cold things to the touch. So if you want to say cold outside, temperature-wise, 寒い. That's a whole different word, 寒い. Interestingly, however, 暑い can mean both cold to the touch and cold outside. It is a different kanji. It is a different Chinese character that we use for it, which is how Japanese can determine the difference of meaning. So 暑い means hot to the touch, temperature-wise, and 冷たい only means cold things to the touch, right? That you can feel with your direct contact, okay? So we have this list of adjectives here. If you are serious, I always say this, if you're serious about learning Japanese, make some flashcards, okay? Write the Japanese on one side, the English on the other side. Test yourself every single day until you get sick of that word and you just know it like the back of your hand, and you could throw that card away and make some new ones. Okay, so I think we're done with our vocabulary for the food lesson. So we're gonna move on to the lesson. And we did this section last week, reading a menu. I kind of flew through it, so I wanted to review it again really quickly. We have a menu, right? Menu in Japanese. It's written up here. We have some items, and then we have prices. Again, if you don't know your numbers in Japanese, at least up to 1,000, okay, I would recommend learning your numbers. There's charts, there's numerous YouTube lessons. Go ahead, find a lesson somewhere and learn how to count in Japanese kind of high, right? Because Japanese uses pricing in the hundreds and the thousands and sometimes the 10,000s. So it would be wise to learn higher numbers in Japanese. Here's a typical menu. You'll notice the name of the items on the left and the prices on the right. The prices will usually be somewhere nearby the item. Now, menus in Japan vary greatly, okay? There are family restaurants. There's one called Gasto in Japan. It's very famous. I'll write it here. Well, if you're writing it in Romaji, there's a su. Gasto, gasto. This is a family restaurant. I love this restaurant. Their menus are professional. They have like professionally edited, set up, pictures were taken, everything is very standard restaurant. But then you go to like a smaller restaurant or a privately owned business, or you go to a izakaya, right, Japanese pub or whatever, and their menus are literally just a white sheet of paper with handwritten black ink, and that's it. Okay, and all they do is they laminate it, and they give it to you, and they say, well, "What do you want?" And you just order from this handwritten white black ink menu. It's really interesting. There really is a huge gap between like professional restaurant chains and then like privately owned businesses. It's really interesting. So what I want to do here is can do 14. If you go to Marugoto, or sorry, a1.marugotoweb.jp and you navigate to the can do 14 topic 3, right? Food, can do 14. This is what you will find. We're just going to look at this a little bit. You're placing an order at a hamburger restaurant. How much is the hamburger? So thankfully, if you can't read Japanese, right, because this is all Japanese, if you can't read Japanese, many menus will have pictures, right? Many menus will also have English too, but usually the pictures will help along with the word for it in Japanese. So which one is the hamburger? You might be a little confused. You might look at the top row and say, well, they both look like hamburgers, okay? However, if you could read katakana, you'll notice this says chicken burger, okay? Chicken burger. This is a chicken burger, probably a chicken sandwich, what we would say in English, chicken sandwich. What does this say? Actually, they wrote it for you here. This is the same as this, right? Hamburger, right? So this is hamburger. How much is the hamburger? Okay, 280 yen. 280 yen, that's about $2.80, about $3 in English, okay? $3 for a hamburger, that's actually, some restaurants that's good. For McDonald's, that's, I don't know, is a McDonald's hamburger around $3? Is that the norm for McDonald's? I thought it was like around $1. Anyways, the answer, yes, is hamburger, 280 yen. And let's look at the other items. Again, I said this is chicken burger, right? Chicken sandwich. This is fried potato, French fries. This is a frankfurto. It's kind of hard to say. Frankfurto. That's a frankfurter. I'm not very familiar with what that is. Probably a German kind of menu item. I don't know. Number 4, cola. Cola is soda or a cola. This one right here in the middle, orange juice, and they wrote it here for us. Orange juice, right? Orange juice. And then number 5 is oolong cha. Oolong cha. Oolong tea. I don't know if you've ever heard that. I've never heard of oolong cha, oolong tea, until I went to Japan. It's very famous over there. Let's look at something else. How much is a regular sized orange juice, or an M size? M stands for medium. So how much is an regular sized orange juice? And I said before, orange juice is this middle one, okay? They give us some sizes, S, M, and L. This stands for small, medium, large, and the prices correspond over here. So you tell me, how much is a medium orange juice? The answer is, again, here. 180 yen, so 180 yen. If I was ordering a hamburger for 280 and a medium orange juice for 180, quick maths, what is that? 460, right? $4.60 about, right? In dollars, 460 in yen. Okay, let's try something else. I haven't seen this video before, so let's see what they'll ask us to do. I'm gonna zoom in more. Let's eat at a fast food restaurant. Do you understand the menu? Ah, okay.
いらっしゃいませ。何を食べますか？この店はチーズバーガーが美味しいですよ。
Okay, that's the video, right? They show us the menu and we could try to order something, but she gave us a suggestion, right? She said the cheeseburger is good here. So we might want to look for cheeseburger or something. Let's watch it one more time. And actually, they show us a few options beforehand. Let's see if I could pause it. Do we understand the menu? Oh, look at this right here. Special burger. Ah, it has, if you can read this, bacon, egg, and cheese. We have a small size and we have a regular size. Those are the prices. And look for this sticker, おすすめ. おすすめ. This means recommended. This is our recommended item, or like a hot item. You should get this, right? This is the special burger. Okay. It's giving us more pictures of their menu items. And then we have a drink and French fry. Remember, potato. Remember, potato in Japanese, potato means French fries, okay? Not actually potato, as it says here. And you know it's funny, when you go to Japan, you will see little things like that all around Japan. Unfortunately, English, or how do I say this? Waseigo, words imported from English can change their meaning a little bit, slightly, the nuance or whatever. And then when Japanese people try to use that changed word and make an English word from it, sometimes it doesn't always work. It doesn't always translate, which happened here, right? The word potato, yes, it comes from the English word potato, but it means French fries, okay? So this is a little misleading to English speakers because we think, wait, a drink and a potato, right? How does that work? You know, this means a drink and French fries for 350 yen, about 350, right? It's a special deal set menu drink and French fries, okay?
いらっしゃいませ。何を食べますか？この店はチーズバーガーが美味しいですよ。
Okay, let's see if we can look at some of the stuff in this menu. We actually already saw some of these things, right? Here's the osusume, right? This is the special burger, I believe. Yeah, here's the special burger. Is the potato drink set on here? Oh, I think so. Right here on the right. So yeah, menus can look like this, very colorful, lots of pictures, but kind of professional looking. And again, as I said before, they could look like just pieces of paper that someone wrote on. This is a good menu. I like this. Okay, let's go back to her line really quickly. She said, この店はチーズバーガーが美味しいですよ。美味しいです。美味しい. Right? We just looked at this moments ago when we did some of our vocabulary. She's saying this restaurant is delicious. By that, she means the food in the restaurant is delicious. So in Japanese, you could just, actually, she's saying the cheeseburger is delicious. You could say that too. In Japanese, you could just say, oh, a restaurant is delicious, which means its food is delicious. You could totally say that. Or you could say it like this: チーズバーガーが美味しいですよ. The cheeseburger is really good. Here is the implication, right? Okay, let's move on. We're going to move on from menus really quickly, and let's review one more time counting and ordering. This lesson today is mainly about ordering food, so let's look at some of this. We have what? Hamburger, right? Hamburger is a hamburger. We have kohi, we have some coffee. Hot dog. Hot dog is a hot dog. Fried potato, or just potato, right? Is French fries. I'm guessing this is cola, right? Soda, cola. We have orange juice, which is orange juice. Kohi again. And I think what they're trying to do here is kocha, right? Kocha, meaning black tea, English tea, if you will. Kocha. And then we have some counting words, right? In English, we just say 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. For any situation. In Japanese, you need counting words. So try to repeat after me. 一つ、二つ、三つ. Okay? 一つ、二つ、三つ. Which means one thing, two things, three things. Okay? I'm not just saying 1, 2, and 3. I'm saying one thing, two things, three things. Because that's literally what they mean. The tsu on the end, tsu means gives a feeling of a thing that we're counting, right? So hitotsu, one thing. Futatsu, two things. Mitsu, three things. Now, of course, this counting system goes past 3. For now, let's just learn 1, 2, and 3 things, okay? I believe I played the audio for this already, but let me remind you very quickly how to count using things, right? If I'm saying 1 hamburger, in English it's 1 hamburger. In Japanese, it's reverse, okay? We're gonna say ハンバーガー1つ, okay? If I wanted to say, how about 3 hamburgers? ハンバーガー3つ, ハンバーガー3つ. Okay. If I want to say 2 coffees, コーヒー2つ. Okay. 2 hot dogs right here. ホットドッグ2つ. All right. Hot dog, 2 of them. That's literally how you have to think about it in Japanese, right? That's how you have to order in Japanese. So, talking about ordering, let's review this dialogue. Right at a McDonald's, at a fast food店, at a fast food restaurant. This is the dialogue that we did last week. I'm just going to review it quickly. Whenever you go into a restaurant, you will hear いらっしゃいませ. いらっしゃいませ, which means basically welcome. Welcome to the store. How can I help you? You know, いらっしゃいませ. Okay, one of my friends thought that they had to say it back. Do not say いらっしゃいませ back at the employee, because it really means welcome to my store, right? The customer will not say welcome to my store because they're the customer, okay? So just listen for いらっしゃいませ. Don't say it unless you are actually working, then you will say it. Okay, いらっしゃいませ. Welcome. Here's how we order. すみません。ハンバーガー1つください。Alright. すみません。ハンバーガー1つください。Alright, which means すみません, right? Oh, excuse me. ハンバーガー hamburger 1つ one ください. Ooh, ください is a great word, I guess, phrase to use after the thing that you want, okay? It means please give me, or I'll take this, right? ハンバーガー1つ please. ハンバーガー一つください。Okay? Excuse me, could you give me one hamburger, please? Right? すみません。ハンバーガー一つください。はい。ハンバーガー一つですね。Okay? Again, this is the employee. はい。ハンバーガー一つですね。Okay? Which means okay, right? はい in this case means okay. ハンバーガー一つですね. What she's doing here, what the employee is doing here is confirming that they've heard your order correctly. ハンバーガー一つ, one hamburger. Okay? ですね. All right? Got it. どうもありがとうございます。どうもありがとうございます。Which is a very polite way of saying thank you very much. Right? The employee is thanking you for your business. どうもありがとうございます。And they might even bow a little bit, right? Because that's what you do in Japan. You bow when you are giving thanks. どうもありがとうございます. Some places will just say ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます. Right? You don't really need どうも so much. It's just adding it on makes it polite. Okay? Very polite. どうもありがとうございます. One more time. Let's go through this ourselves. Okay? Try to repeat everything that I say. I will go slow, so I don't lose you. いらっしゃいませ。すみません。ハンバーガー一つください。はい。ハンバーガー一つですね。どうもありがとうございます。How did you do? Were you able to keep up? Were you able to understand, right, the flow of the conversation, this dialogue here? Let's try can do 15. Let me see. There we are. So again, if you go to a1.marugoto.jp, and you know what, I'll do it from the homepage just to show you. So go to can do 15. We're going to order food and drink at a restaurant. This is the same fast food restaurant here. Let's see if we can order. Mai will have a meal at a hamburger restaurant. Sasebo Burger Logman.
いらっしゃいませ。すみません。チーズバーガー一つとオレンジジュース一つください。はい。チーズバーガー一つとオレンジジュース一つですね。630円です。ありがとうございます。どうもありがとうございます。
All right, let's try that one more time. Mai again will have a meal at a hamburger restaurant.
いらっしゃいませ。すみません。チーズバーガー一つと。
Okay, just some things to point out here. She's ordering one cheeseburger, right? チーズバーガー一つ. Okay? We know that this means cheeseburger one cheeseburger, okay? チーズバーガー一つ. Okay? Then she says と. Remember, と means and. Basically, you're listing some things. So I'll have this, to, this, to, this, to, this, and this, and this, and this. To. Okay? To means and in this case. Cheeseburger 一つと and オレンジジュース一つください。Right? ください. Please give me one cheeseburger and one orange juice. オレンジジュース一つ。Alright.
オレンジジュース一つください。はい。チーズバーガー一つとオレンジジュース一つです。
Alright, and before this dialogue goes away, again, she's confirming here. はい、okay. チーズバーガー一つとオレンジジュース一つですね。 right? You need ですね to confirm their order. ですね. Okay?
ね。630円。
All right, and then of course she's going to give you your total in yen, and 630 yen is going to be around $6.30. Again, I always move the decimal twice and I get an approximate amount in dollars. So for a hamburger and orange juice, $6.30. Yeah, I guess maybe it's a little expensive. Oh, this is interesting. Did you notice what she did with the money? Do you notice she didn't give the money to the employee. In Japan, you don't hand off money hand to hand. That's just not it's not really sanitary, I guess. I mean, you're still touching the same things, but you try to avoid touching other people's hands, okay, in Japan, I guess. So that's why they always have this like little tray, this little blue money tray. Sometimes it's green, um, near the cash register. You will put your money in that tray, and then the employee will then take the tray or take the money. It's just a little more sanitary, so you don't have to touch other people's hands. Um, I don't. I think there's a word for that tray. I'm not sure what the word is, but there's a little tray there, and you can just put your money in whenever you pay. So that's what she did here.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay, and you notice again, after she handed the food, she thanked the customer, どうもありがとうございます, and then she bowed, okay? Again, bowing is always showing signs of respect. Um, in Japan, the customer is king, so the workers at the restaurant have to be very polite, okay? They're getting their business. They want their business. So that's just common in Japan. Let's watch it one more time without the English. Challenge yourself. Can you understand everything they say? No English. Let's try this.
いらっしゃいませ。すみません。チーズバーガー一つとオレンジジュース一つください。はい。チーズバーガー一つとオレンジジュース一つですね。630円です。ありがとうございます。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay, let's try it ourselves. This is the next video. Place your order at a fast food restaurant.
いらっしゃいませ。何を食べますか？この店はチーズバーガーが美味しいですよ。ご注文は？
All right, we'll do a cheeseburger and an orange juice. All right. はい、チーズバーガー一つとオレンジジュース一つください。
はい。チーズバーガー一つとオレンジジュース一つですね。630円です。ありがとうございます。
the the woman's face when she's talking to us, it's a little creepy. But it's fine. It's a little fast, right? So what I'm gonna do is when it asks you to order one what was it, cheeseburger and 1 orange juice. I'm gonna pause it, give you some time. I know it's really fast. Try to order yourself, okay? Let's do it one more time. Place your order. 注文しましょ
いらっしゃいませ。何を食べますか？この店はチーズバーガーが美味しいですよ。ご注文は？
She says ご注文, which means your order. So how about your order? And we're going to order this right here. Try saying it. No pressure. チーズバーガー1つとオレンジジュース1つください。
はい。チーズバーガー1つとオレンジジュース1つですね。630円です。ありがとうございます。
Actually, that looks good. Now I'm really hungry. Okay, if you want, you can try this video at home. Again, just go to a1.marugotoweb.jp. Right, here's the link. I always write it here. And then look for, this will be the home page. I'll show you the home page. Look for topic 3, food, right? And this was the very last can do 15, order food and drink. So that's all in the Marugoto website, okay? I encourage you, on your own time, sometime this week, go to the website, try the videos, act as if you are gonna order something. We're gonna do one activity very quickly. This activity right here, it's a listening activity. What did they order? So we have some options, A, B, C, D, and E, right? We have varying numbers of different foods and drinks on here. So each person will order something. Don't forget, to in the middle. To can mean and, right? You're listing some options, and. So we use to. They did number 1 for us, but we're gonna listen anyway. Abe-san, which one did she order?
1。いらっしゃいませ。すみません。ハンバーガー1つください。はい。ハンバーガー1つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Were you able to hear it? I'm going to do it once without the background music, just so we can focus.
1。いらっしゃいませ。すみません。ハンバーガー1つください。はい。ハンバーガー1つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay, so that was clearly C, right? ハンバーガー1つ. So one hamburger, right? So C. Let's do number 2. シンさん。
2。いらっしゃいませ。
ハンバーガー3つください。
はい。ハンバーガー3つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
I think I accidentally showed you the number. You're supposed to remember the numbers, right? We have 1つ、2つ、3つ, right? Let's do it one more time without the background music. I'm sorry for giving that away.
2。いらっしゃいませ。
ハンバーガー3つください。
はい。ハンバーガー3つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay, he said what? ハンバーガー, right? ハンバーガー3つ. 3 of them. So that's tray E right here. I would write E for number 2. Let's try number 3. 佐藤さん。佐藤さん。
3。
佐藤さん。
いらっしゃいませ。
すみません。ハンバーガー1つとコーヒー2つください。
はい。ハンバーガー1つとコーヒー2つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Did you catch it? Let's listen to it one more time. No music.
3、いらっしゃいませ。
すみません。ハンバーガー1つとコーヒー2つください。
はい。ハンバーガー1つとコーヒー2つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay. ハンバーガー1つ one hamburger, コーヒー2つ two coffees. That would be tray B, right? So I would write B for number 3. Next is 田中さん。
4、いらっしゃいませ。
すみません。チーズバーガー2つとオレンジジュース1つください。
はい。チーズバーガー2つとオレンジジュース1つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay, and one more time. 田中。
4、いらっしゃいませ。
すみません。チーズバーガー2つとオレンジジュース1つください。
はい。チーズバーガー2つとオレンジジュース1つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay. He ordered チーズバーガー2つ、オレンジジュース1つ。Okay, that would be tray D, right? D. So I would write D for number 4, Tanaka-san. And last but not least, Kim-san.
5、いらっしゃいませ。チーズバーガー3つとオレンジジュース3つください。はい。チーズバーガー3つとオレンジジュース3つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Okay. One more time.
5、いらっしゃいませ。チーズバーガー3つとオレンジジュース3つください。はい。チーズバーガー3つとオレンジジュース3つですね。どうもありがとうございます。
Wow. She ordered hamburger. Hamburger is different. Hamburger 3つ。オレンジジュース3つ. She ordered 3 hamburgers and 3 orange juices. That is tray A for Kim-san. Maybe she has her whole family at the table and she's ordering for everyone. I don't know. But she ordered tray A. How did you do with that activity? If you didn't do so great, just rewind this live video later. Try it again. Listen carefully, okay? And practice those numbers, right? 1つ、2つ、3つ. Okay, we have like 5 minutes left, and in this remaining time, I want to do a verse from the Bible. We are a Christian group here on Facebook. In Miami, there's Gasto. So we are the Japanese Christian community, and of course, that means we will interact with the Bible in some way, shape, or form. So I just want to very quickly look at this verse about food. I'm trying to find verses with food in them, and this is the part of the Bible where Jesus feeds a great crowd with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And there's literally one small verse that I picked out, Matthew 14:17. They said to him, "We have only 5 loaves here and 2 fish." And these are the disciples talking. So here it is in Japanese. I want to look at it in Japanese as well. Then I added the English pronunciation. 弟子たちは言った。ここにはパン5つと魚2匹しかありません。5つ, right? So we learned, 5つ. We learned 1つ、2つ、3つ, right? 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things. If you want to do 5 things, that word is 5つ. 5つ, okay? So you'll notice there are 5 things in here, and we're going to talk about what those are very quickly. I only have a few minutes, so I'm going to very quickly break this down for you. 弟子 tachi means disciples. Wa tells us they are the subject of this whole sentence. So, as for the disciples, they spoke or they said something. They spoke. Itta. This is the past tense. Itta. 弟子たちは言った. Okay? The disciples spoke. What did they say? ここには, koko means here, in this place. Ni wa. You could think of ni wa together, meaning here at, this place. Pan. Oh, we know pan, right? All the Spanish, Portuguese speakers, French speakers, we know pan. It means bread. Okay, bread. 5つ. Five things of bread, right? 5 loaves of bread in this case. Pan. 5つ. And here's the same structure that we just studied, right? The thing first and then some number. In this case, bread 5. Pan. 5つ. To. We also studied to, right? Meaning and what else? Sakana. Sakana means fish. Sakana, fish. 2匹. This is another counter word. We learned counter words that end in tsu, right? 1つ, 2つ, 3つ. We have 5つ, right? They all end in tsu. Counter words that end in tsu refer to general, kind of small objects. However, when we count small animals like fish, we will use this counter, hiki. Okay, hiki. And ni means 2. So 2匹, 2 small animals, or fish in this case. Again, the same structure we've been using all day today. The thing and then the number. All right, sakana 2匹, fish 2 of them. Sakana 2匹. And this last part, しかありません. You could think of this as one big phrase, しかありません, which means only these things. We only have these things, right? So let's break it down one more time. The disciples spake, or they said. Here, right? 5 bread and 2 small fish is all that we have, basically. All that we have. しかありません. It's one big phrase, okay? So if you look at the English, that's pretty much the same thing. They, the disciples, said. To him is implied. We have only, right? Have only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish here. Again, the here is koko ni wa, right? Okay, so that pretty much wraps up Matthew 14:17. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Bible verse translation thingy. I'm trying to add them in at the end of each of our lessons just so we can expose you a little bit to different usages of Japanese. If you want to stick around here on Facebook, we will be live streaming a trilingual Bible study in English, Japanese, and Spanish. So if you want to stick around for that, we're just going to be singing, and then again we'll look at some verses in the Bible in all 3 of those languages and maybe talk a little bit about it. You might learn something. Thank you guys. I miss you. I wish we could meet soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and God bless.